Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to April Madness numero 27, is it now? For this one, it's a travel day. You saw the boat ride. Wondering what I should be doing. Gonna try to make it this one a bit shorter because I gotta edit and try to get to bed at a reasonable hour. So I decided I'm gonna go to the river, read a couple books. Gonna start with abstract algebra, but probably gonna get frustrated with that, as you guys know. Started with a little bit of mathematical logic, which I haven't had a dedicated course in, and he's kind of breezing through the material, which made me frustrated, but now I've kind of decided to take a full book out on mathematical logic and get that sorted. So probably not even gonna get the abstract algebra portion. And I'm just like, oh, well, I want to learn this now. And then we're gonna go to meta mathematics, because that's gonna be a bit of an easier read, probably get me more inspired than anything else. Do a rant about that, and then we can call it there. Try to keep it below like 5 minutes. That's my plan. But I always say that, and then I just keep talking, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, see you there.
In the garden, a bumblebee buzzes by my nose all the while. The kettle's boiled, forgot my toast. These serve as reminders of what really matters most. Just how beautiful life can be when one allows her to breathe.
Bingo, baby.
For in desire, I know not where life will lead. If I'm to inspire, lead by example, not by greed. All or not knowing, it's easier than you've been led.
This is autodidact. I'm gonna try to share my struggles in autodidacting so that we can work through it together. A lot of times it's just frustration, and explanations can come in like 5 minutes where you struggle for an hour. I think we can just smooth that over time. Right now though, we're learning about logic. I'd already learned logic, discrete math, that kind of thing, implication, whatnot, but this kind of gives a deeper introduction to it in like 20 pages. So I kind of got hung up on that, and then I'm starting to like it now. Those are truth tables and whatnot, implication. But a fundamental idea I didn't really have concretely down is that if you say that this light switch turns this light bulb on, so if I know that, that's all I know, then if I stumble in the wilderness and you find the light bulb on, you don't know anything about that light switch. Because there could be there's a multivariable, there could be like a billion different light switches connecting that light bulb, each one of which would cause that light bulb to be on. But you just know that this one causes this to be on. And there's a ton of different examples like that, that's the only one that came to mind, but this implies that it's unidirectional for a reason. If this, then that. So if this, then that, if you stumble upon that being true, you don't know anything about this. That's the fundamental thing. Number two, tautology, still working out exactly what those are, but I'm pretty sure it's a statement that's like, thanks, Tips. This is either a book or it is not a book. The sky is either blue or not blue. The water is either orange or not orange. It's a statement that doesn't matter if the water is orange or not, it's gonna be a true statement, so it's kind of useless, but it's not always useless. There's like compound statements and there's useful tautology, so yeah, we're just working through it. You gotta really dip your toe in the sauce, get confused, and it seems like after that, you can kind of, it just ferments. Matt, it just ferments. But I do believe it can be improved, so don't think that you're like, all frustration is just necessary, because that has proven again and again in history to be false. A lot of frustration can just be eliminated. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, that's just how hard the thing is. It's like, no, not really. A lot of time, stuff can just be explained better. We deal with what we have, and then try to improve them for the next people going by. I think it's a pretty alright goal if you're looking for one. The wind started to pick up, I'm gonna color there. Head home and warm, read some more of this guy. I think I'm done with the algebra book for today, but you never know. I go where my soul tells me to go. And as promised, I was reading Men of Mathematics by Eric Temple Bell, and I was trying to find a quote I'm just still reading the introduction, and I was trying to find a quote to read because like a lot of times there's really good things to share that you find in books, but I couldn't pick one. All of them were just wham, bam. I'll try to find one for the next video, but they were just on point. I mean, he's a mathematician, so of course, theorem proving, generalizing is the trend, so he is generalizing over the history of mathematics, the general trends, or the general trends of personality types of mathematicians and whatnot, and it was like, oh my goodness. And a fundamental generalization I gotta share is discrete versus continuous. So algebra and like the integers and stuff are all on one side, algebra being abstract algebra and all that nonsense, and then analysis is like the flowy continuous nature, and he says that there's a fundamental distinction down the center of math where discrete is on one side, continuous on the other. Same thing with electrical engineering, is analog, digital. Digital is discrete. Discrete just means like chunk, chunk, chunk. Continuous means flowy like a river. And so in digital is chunk, chunk, chunk. In electricity, analog is flowy electricity, like the voltage matters and whatnot, whereas digital is just on, off. We won't get into that. Anyway, it's just a fundamental distinction, so you can divide math into basically, is it discrete or is it continuous, and then you go from there. But that's gonna be all. We gotta keep it under 5 minutes. So without further ado, take it easy. I love you. Godspeed, and I will see you in the next one, which is going to be tomorrow.
Just how beautiful life can be.